just below, so it sounds like peace. Lay your head, let the ceiling spin. You don't have to begin again. I've been here where the air goes thin. Saw what happens when you try to win. Better stay where the walls don't move. Nothing left that you have to prove. I don't push, I pull you close till you forget what you wanted most. It's just the way of the world. Down in the dirt where the flowers bloom. It's just the way of the world. You'll feel the power of an empty room. It's just the way of the world. Just wait a moment and we'll start again. You are the enemy of my friend, my friend, my friend, my friend. Take my hand, feel the current slow. I can show you what I know. Every spark only burns you out. Every dream just a longer drought. I don't lie, I just dim the flame. Give your hunger another name. Call it calm, call it letting go. Call it all that you'll never know. If you don't rise, you don't fall apart.
Hold on, I gotta shit. Well, I gotta jump. Sorry, I gotta jump straight in here. Hi, chat room, real quick. I have a special guest. I have a special guest who's coming to say hi. I have a special guest who's coming to say hi. Yes, it's Bucky. Bucky is here to say hello. That's right. What are you doing, buddy? I got you. We got a treat for you. I got this business right here. Yeah. Oh, it's good stuff. Oh, it's a good stuff. Yeah, Bucky's having a good time. Are you doing okay? Are you crawling around under my desk trying to pull a chip? Are you afraid that are you gonna yank some cables? Huh? You gonna do that? Are you gonna do that? Is that what's up? Should we do one more and then you gotta hit the road? What do you think? Oh, it's good stuff. Oh, crunchy, crunchy. It's good stuff. Yes, Daddy has a jar of treats on his desk for you because you are beloved and you are a beloved kitty. Excuse me, we'll be with you in just one moment. This is Bucky. Bucky, World Bucky. This is Bucky Mega Worldwide. This is how he does. This is how you do. Yeah. He just decided to come in and just dangle, and he does the serpentine through your legs in an attempt to trip you and make you die, but in the most adorable way possible. Isn't that right? Yes, you are. You're so handsome. You're such a handsome man. Okay, I'm gonna put you outside so you don't get panicked when I shut the door. So it'll make a lot of noise. Okay. So here you go. All right, there's go. All right. Love you. Good boy. Sorry, I would have. I started like a couple minutes early simply because Bucky was there, and I had a feeling that some of you might want to say hi to him. So, and now I'm covered in teeny tiny black hairs. Hello, good to see you. It's Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show, etc., etc. Patreon.com/HalSparks. And all the stuff I forget to say. We are here. I don't do any ad reads. I'm not trying to sell you AV1 or gold or any of that kind of stuff. I'm just here doing my thing. So if you want to help out, awesome. Glad to hear it. Now, things are turf all over these days. And there's this fella. I don't know if you've ever seen him. He's pretty dweeby, but he's the current vice president of the United States. And how long is this video? Is this, let's see if I'm right about this. Yeah. JP Mandel, this dude right here. Whoops, why is my thing offset? He's here to address the national debt, $40 trillion. And he's going to take a whole 2 minutes to do it. So we're at 20 trillion dollars a minute. That's as much attention as you get. Sorry, but if you're concerned about this, if you're a fiscal conservative or a fiscal conservative, I'm sorry. You're kind of screwed blue and tattooed. Whoops. Oh, and this is muted, but that's probably for the best. Oh, it's Carl Higby Sellers. Brandon. All right.
National debt, sir, just cleared $40 trillion.
Yeah, and your boss is responsible for a fucking third of it.
I knocked Congress last night on this show about it.
All the presidents, he's number 45/47, a third of the debt.
Bank of America is issuing a warning to bondholders. And I'm looking at this as like, look, yourself, you're a VC guy, President Trump.
Since when?
Lifelong business guy.
Lifelong business guy. You mean second generation rich kid?
Is there anything on the horizon to look at this? Potentially, President Trump was talking about a crypto reserve with Bitcoin and XRP and a few other things.
Carl, are you high right now? A Bitcoin reserve? He started a Bitcoin reserve this time last year, and Bitcoin took a shit. It was at 90,000 per Bitcoin. Now it's at 60 something. Not good. That's not going to solve it, especially if it continues that direction. Maybe, just maybe, the best thing for the economy, considering the trending that happens whenever Trump is involved with it, might be for him to ignore it entirely or fuck off.
Is there anything on the horizon to start offsetting this?
No, there's not. But he'll tell us, what do you think? I'm going to go with grow our way out of it. That's what it is.
So there are a couple of things the president has talked about to try to address this problem. First of all,
he's talked about to try and address this. I mean, I'm the leadership. It's like a lightning strike right to your balls. It's so exciting. He said some things to try and maybe possibly could be, I don't know. But do we have to? It's probably a hoax.
He's talked about a sovereign wealth fund because, as you know, actually the stock market, the equity market has performed a lot better than the bond market. There's a weird way.
Yeah, because one is the debt in full faith of the U.S. government, and the other one is a bunch of different companies and their stocks largely buoyed by AI for the last 5 years.
Where American taxpayers are getting fleeced because of the very high debt charges. By the way, very high debt charges that started under the Biden administration.
Fuck you.
This is a crisis that we inherited.
No. There was not $38 trillion worth of debt, that was added during the Biden administration. Asshole.
And I think has gotten better.
At what point, by the way, are these assholes, like maggots, going to start going, yeah, you got to stop blaming Biden for shit? It's like, dude, you're almost halfway done. I don't care what you fucking inherited. Here's the thing. You didn't inherit anything even remotely close to what Obama did. And he worked his ass off. He did shit that people didn't like that ended up working out and took heat for it while he did it and didn't go, fucking Bush, man, fucking Bush. Hey, Bush and his fucking Bush. Oh, man.
I'm not saying that everything is fixed, but it has certainly gotten.
Are you sure?
Gotten better.
Sure.
The other thing is that Scott.
Sorry, what?
Gotten better. I'm not administration. This is a crisis that we inherited, and I think has gotten better. I'm not saying that everything is fixed, but it is.
The crisis has gotten better. Okay. And there's been improvements in the crisis levels. It's up 20%.
Certainly gotten better.
Sure.
The other thing is that Scott Bessent, the amazing Treasury.
Bessent. Oh, dear. I didn't realize. Bessent. You don't say. Ooh.
Secretary, he has had a very discreet plan, of course, supported by the President of the United States.
A discrete plan?
To get the United States to a point where our economy is growing faster than our debt.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, great idea. Awesome. I'm for it. Let's see it. And how are you going to, it's a very discreet plan. It's on the DL, you might, to use a parlance that might appeal to some members of the panel. It's just, it's a subtle plan, and and the reason we call it discreet is because you can't see it and it's not actually happening.
If you look, we are on track. So even though the debt is too high, even though we
It's too high.
inherited this debt bomb from the Biden administration,
You did not inherit a debt bomb from the Biden administration. You fuck.
we actually do have a plan to get the
Oh yeah, a discreet plan. Very sexy. Very DL. Very naughty. Where's a? It's like a regular economic plan, but in a zipper hood.
economy growing faster than the debt, and that's the most important thing.
It is. It's so important. It's fiction, but it's so important.
The issue that we've had under the Biden administration and what we're still kind of dealing with
Kinda.
is that the debt was growing faster than American GDP. That's the problem.
Hey, asshole. You don't get to count COVID and act like that was an economic policy of the previous president when Donald Trump screwed the pooch on COVID to start with. Fuck off.
That's something that we're certainly fixing every
You certainly are.
single day in the Trump administration. But you know, even though the media doesn't cover this, I'm glad you're asking this question because Scott Bessent is very much
Bessent. He's committing to that. Besson. I don't know why he doesn't just call him Besson. Oui,
on top of it. He knows
Scott Besson. Well, I will be in the drawing room playing the grand piano with Mr. Besson.
it's a problem, and he's got the president's empowerment to do something about it.
Well, I mean,
He's got the president's empowerment. Really, just to give him a little Tony Robbins lecture and a little neuro-linguistic programming tap on the nuts when he leaves. Go on out there, win one for the dipshit.
we've seen just, I think it's almost 19 trillion of foreign investments over the next 10 years come in under this president.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, I don't even know why we're even talking about the debt. Half of that, I mean, it's going to be paid off with all this fucking cash that's just flying in. I mean, what are we even talking about here? Yeah, that was an interesting edit. This is the end of this.
I think it's almost 19 trillion of foreign investments over the next 10 years come in under this president.
Yeah, boom. You had to slice that off because the next question was, but the next word was, but I don't know that. Anyways, I think we can all agree, by and large, across the board, that. Whoops, let me move this around. Why are you doing a little shrinky dink, you little screen? Quit it. Move over here. Go over there. There you go. Now you're fine. I think we can. This is the part we can agree on. Yes. Where is it? Yeah. Two minutes. $40 trillion. All Biden's fault. Who fuckity who?
The screen glows bright with a crooked smile. Words spill out.
Oh,
All venom.
I should just probably jump ahead on this.
Style.
Wait 1 second. I gotta go to here. Hold on. There you go.
This is some bullshit. We see through it.
So, I don't have my little sample cut down for this or whatever. So let me tell you something about Hollywood. Can I tell you a little something about Hollywood? And this really goes out to all the maggots who love to throw around C-list and D-list as an insult. When you guys believe that A-list means you have to eat a baby, it's no longer insulting to call someone B, C, or D-list. As a matter of fact, the lower they go, I guess, to some degree, the more they refuse to eat the baby, right? That would be the thing. Okay. And we have a similar situation here with Kevin Sorbonne. Apparently, this guy had something to do with Hollywood. And he's on Newsmax's Hollywood Gave Me the Boot. Kevin Sorbo blasts Hollywood blacklisting of conservatives. Now, which is it? Did they blacklist the conservatives? They just not like it? Did they not want to hear it? Because Gary Sinise doesn't have a problem. He had a series for years, even though people were pretty aware of him. Or just, is it because you can't not be a dick on set? Because I got to tell you, like, it's, there's a lot of conservative people in Hollywood. They work all the time. They're just not assholes about it. The same way people probably are like off the chain, Susan Sarandon types, and they kind of keep it down around most people, right? Maybe, just maybe, you suck. Maybe that's it. Maybe, I don't know, just throw that out there. The other thing is like, why wouldn't you, considering the values of Hollywood and what they are trying to do to our children, why wouldn't you give Hollywood the boot? You know what I mean? Mr. Fancy Pants? Let's figure, I want to find out why, though. Why did Hollywood give you the boot? Oh, it's silence again. Holly woke. That's adorable.
Actor Kevin Sorbo.
Sorry, you have to do air quotes.
Speaking out against what he describes as Hollywood's blacklisting of Christian and conservative voices. Sorbo
Depends on, again, I'm going to go with fake Christian, faux conservative voices.
says that actors can face fewer opportunities for expressing political or religious beliefs that don't align with the industry's mainstream.
His comments come as other Hollywood figures, including Tim Robbins, are also criticizing political polarization and the industry's culture more generally. Actor Kevin Sorbo is the founder of Sorbo Studios, and he joins us now.
The founder of Sorbo Studios. I guess he just lucked into that one. It was
good to see you, Kevin. But you've described Hollywood's blacklisting and conservatives as basically a seventh grade Mean Girls culture that you've experienced. Many others in Hollywood have experienced.
Sorry, it's a seventh grade Mean Girls culture, and that's why you leave. You left. Oh, so you just wussed out. What'd they do? Mock you, and you were like, meh, and you left.
Talk to us about some of the examples of that.
Yeah, give us an example of how you dared to speak truth to power.
Well, for me, it started back probably about 15 years ago, right? I noticed a big shift in Hollywood. I mean, I've always been conservative. I've always been a Christian. And those two groups now are the ones who are fully in the closet now. The gays are completely out of the closet in Hollywood, but the conservatives are hiding. And
First of all, I don't think this is a winning way to start your argument, kind of in general, Mr. Freedom. Nobody should technically have to be in the closet about their belief systems and the like. They should be judged on their talent and what kind of coworker they would be and whether they look or are the part.
And I found it as I got louder and louder voice, not on purpose. It just people started attacking me having conservative views. And then
no, I think the idea is that you got louder and more of a dick about it. And then you found out that you could probably gain a little bit of notoriety on places like Newsmax when they normally wouldn't give a rat's ass by claiming victimhood because it's a perfect story for them. They get to attack Hollywood while sucking up to Hollywood at the same time.
Hollywood gave me the boot. And I think I've mentioned before, I think I'm the first cancel culture victim before it was even a term or before I was aware of the term.
Oh, God. Yeah, you and Fatty Arbuckle.
And that's why my wife, you mentioned our studio, sorbostudios.com, to start doing our own movies because I still love the industry. But they scream for, they scream for tolerance. They scream for freedom of speech. But as anybody knows, it's a one-way street there.
Well, yeah, okay. I hear this shit get pulled all the time. Being intolerant towards intolerance is not a form of intolerance. Fuck off. If you're being a dick and someone tells you to shut the fuck up, they're not being a dick to you. You started it. You can't walk around being intolerant in a tolerant space. And if Hollywood is a tolerant space, which it by and large is, and you're being intolerant, you're not going to feel welcome, not because of who you are or what you think, but how you act towards everyone else.
And it's interesting when I do these movies now, it's certainly the last 10, 11 years, where actors come up to me or maybe a director, maybe a makeup artist, somebody says, hey, thanks for being a voice for us.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. They're so proud. Yeah, they can, and then they go right back to working for the man.
I go, well, start being a voice for yourself. Don't let fear rule your life. And that's, what's going on with a lot of these people. They're too afraid to speak out.
I'm glad you're talking to us about this, because I'm sure that a lot of our viewers, just like everybody else, they go, oh, Hercules, like why haven't I seen him as much? Because
Yeah, where is he now? Oh my God. I keep thinking about what happened to Hercules. That's what everybody's thinking. That's what I've been, yeah. It's like wondering about what did happen to Luke Duke.
had these fantastic jobs, and then all of a sudden it's like, where is he? What is he doing? But
Ouch, that's just gotta suck. That's not, you don't, she's laying it on a little thick, and I can't help but feel like he brought it on himself.
it seems that there was that period, and
Wow, it's like you were there and you had a big hit show, and now nothing. Like persona non grata. It's like nobody wants to watch you do anything. Like you couldn't get arrested. Fuck Hollywood. You couldn't get arrested in a right to work state like Georgia in the film industry. Oh my God. Like at least let you play a zombie on The Walking Dead. Good Lord. Like I was just looking at you and I was like, oh my God, is that what he looks like now? It's been a long time. How does that make you feel? I mean, no one has seen you I'm not even sure I'm seeing you right now.
it seems to sync exactly with the timing that you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like you just at some point everybody was like, fuck that guy, and like, why bother, and now I'm like, wow, it's been a long time.
Well, they haven't exactly gone away. I've been averaging about 5 movies a year. I've shot 3.
Oh yeah, they're amazing. Yeah, we know. Oh yeah, we've seen them. 5 movies a year.
Already this year, got 2 lined
Yeah, you and Steven Seagal.
up. The trouble is, in the independent movie world, when you shoot a $3 million budget movie, which is basically a catering budget in Pirates of the Caribbean, you don't have a $100 million advertising budget to promote it.
Right.
So,
Right, yeah. It's not that they suck. It's that nobody knows about them. Yeah, I've never really heard of an indie movie with less than $3 million getting well known at, El Mariachi, obviously, and the Blair Witch Project, which I think costs about $15,000 or something like that. And I think, the first Insidious movie and a bunch of other movies came in under about 2 million practical budget. A lot of horror movies, almost exclusively. It's a genre where you can really pipe in at under $2 million and knock it out of the park, probably build a franchise off of it. But obviously you're making very specialized movies. I'm guessing these movies are for a very refined audience. It's clean flicks, isn't it? It's the fucking Christian Netflix, isn't it? It's gotta be. Yeah, Clerks. That was $100 million picture. Can't believe it.
that's the battle with independent movies. But I do movies that Hollywood used to do, movies that have hope and love and laughter and faith and redemption. And,
no special effects and no stars and dirt sets and bad edits. And
the good guy does win. And there's a chance to have a positive effect on
spoiler alert. Come on, man.
people. And Hollywood seems to want to go the opposite way and fill it with anger and violence and sex and more violence. And it's
Sorry, tell me about this movie again. I like anger and violence and sex and more violence. That's not how the story goes, does it? Just like boy meets girl, boy kills girl, boy has sex with dead girl, girl comes back to life, boy tries to kill girl again. Is that the plot of this one? Actually, that's not half bad. I have to think about that one for a minute. It might be it's a little supernatural, but sure.
it's amazing to me.
By the way, when I was a kid, the thing we watched HBO for, especially before this guy had a career, so the idea back in the day is just nonsense. Anybody remember Valnak? You guys remember Valnak? Oh, Valnak. That's what we always look for in the movies on HBO. At my friend Sean's house, he had cable, and we didn't have TV out in Kentucky where I lived, but he lived in town and he had cable. And oh man, we would just we looked through the TV guide, just try to find something that said Valnak, Valnac. violence, adult language, nudity, and adult content. That was what we were looking for, man. If that, like, okay, look for the word. Oh, man. Valnak. We got a Valnak sighting. Yeah.
What they're doing, and I'm just going to keep doing the movies that I'm doing. I got one in
Great. Got to do another one.
theaters right now called Elijah Peel. I recommend people checking it out. It's a wonderful rock and roll story of redemption. So I think people would enjoy it.
Redemption.
Can I redeem a coupon to see it? Because I'm not ready to pay.
And good guys win in the end. I mean, that's just so shocking.
I know, we never
I don't even see that anymore. Like, that's such an old way of doing movies. They must have done those back when you were making TV shows. I mean, I haven't seen a good guy winning kind of story of redemption since you stopped working. The blonde can just not. She just can't not.
see that these days. Violence, violence, violence. That's all we get.
Well, don't threaten me with a good time.
But Tim
The new season of Reacher is fantastic.
Robbins, he's urging Democrats to drop their outrage. The Oscar winner saying the party needs to give voters a reason to support Democrats rather than just channeling hatred. Let's watch.
I personally am not a happy guy with either. I gotta say there got to be better ideas and better motivation for people.
Well, obviously, Tim, you need to watch Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I got 3 pieces of legislation I've drafted. You're welcome. And an economic policy. And a great one at that. Sparksism. Check it out. Substack. Okay.
To vote for Democrats, they have to get their stuff together. They really do.
Yeah, Kevin, do you agree with this?
Well, it's interesting. I just watched him the other day when I was in the gym on Joe Rogan's show, and I was actually thought this is pretty cool. I mean, I know he's a liberal, but it's like Bill Maher. I mean, there's a lot of people waking up and sort of going, "Okay, guys, what are we doing?" And
Woke 2.0. That's what the maggots are calling it.
John Voight's a friend of mine, and Dennis Miller, and they've always said, "I didn't leave the party left me." And
Nah, they left the party. They definitely left the party early so they wouldn't have to help clean up. That's the idea, I guess. But Miller left because of 9/11. Like, after 9/11, he panicked and got all Islam, he got panicked over Islam, and New York just made him nervous, and he just became a dick about it.
both know both parties have been shifting, and it's I find it really refreshing to see somebody as big as
That works.
Tim Robbins as the
Yeah, big guy. Keeps working. He's done a bunch of stuff. He's not doing 5 movies a year, obviously can afford to be selective about it, but still there's a
come out and start speaking and just being a little more, hey guys, we don't have to be this way. And I don't harbor that anger and hate towards people that have different
excellent. I'll gladly be in one of your redemption movies. Hire me right away. I'll play the asshole liberal who tries to stop the boxer from playing guitar in his wedding when he meets the girl of his dreams on the road to Jerusalem. I don't. And you know what? I'll play the Antichrist in Left Behind 9, Antichrist versus Jason.
point of view than me. So to me, it's like it's such a one-sided issue for most people on the left side that it just gets, I don't know. That's why I call it childish, and I call it like little bullies. Yeah. And I thought of that Mean Girls movie, and I said, that's what they're like.
So I noticed you're kind of in front of a blank background. Where are you right now?
Yeah, are you alone? I mean, do you have any family? Has everyone left you in your life? You're just kind of like nowhere. Where are you? Do you live in some sort of a shelter? Caesar's not gonna let it go. Can you not afford like posters or something? Like, are you in a bathroom at a truck stop trying to blow strangers for candy bars and spare change? I mean,
Now.
I'm actually on a cruise ship in Alaska. I'm here with AMAC, and the better option to AARP, trust me, and my wife and I are both doing speaking events or keynotes here. And
That's great. How's Sam
amazing.
doing?
She's
American mature asshole conservatives, AMAC.
doing great.
Good.
She's right over there. She can say hi from there. But she's still in sleepwear. It's only 6:20 in the morning here. It's
Oh
a
my
4-hour
goodness.
difference.
Well, we certainly appreciate you getting up early and joining us to discuss.
So you got the really good cabin on AMAC. They gave you the suite, did they? Yeah, you can't. It's not a second room for you to go into while you do your interviews. You're in one of those the interior closets. There's no window.
This. Kevin Sorbo.
Wow, that's amazing. And so, did you swim there, or did they actually let you on the boat? It's because it's been a long time since Hercules.
Always great to talk to you.
Thanks,
Thank
Kevin.
you so much.
Yes, can't wait to do it again in 10 years. My God, whatever happened to him, honestly?
Studios.com. Check us out.
We will.
Oh, we will. Yes, she totally will. You know what? She absolutely will. That's gonna happen. Okay, let's jump into something real quick. Now, this is I suppose this is some sort of we'll have to do some sort of a needle drop in this situation, but there's been apparently some question about the nature of the shoehorn theory, the right-left overlap. And I stand by it. I think that at the extremes they're the same. It's at the extremes of any party or ideology, you're going to get fascistic by its nature because it has to preclude. It has to move towards revolution and preclude normal democratic means or even communal agreement. You know, if everybody's a fighter and you're always doing battle with the other side, you've got to be every leader has to be a wartime president, and every citizen has to just follow in behind and don't dare step out because if you criticize the leader, the terrorists win, right? But then there's some people where you're like, really? Really? It is MAGA a cult? This this is not a Jimmy Dore video from 2015. Just for the record. Also, I don't know why they're both doing impersonations of blow-up dolls, but it's nauseous. Yes, and the answer is yes. And by the way, he's got like Trump considering using nukes. Is MAGA now a cult? Marjorie Taylor Greene live. Don't give a fuck. Don't care about her. She's not going to say anything new. We've all seen it before. But the fact that Jimmy Dore's this is Red Hat, Make America Great Again. Is MAGA a cult? That's it. That's the thumbnail. $1 million show, $1 million house, millionaire Marxist, champagne socialist, Jimmy Dork, bringing on Marjorie the Trainwreck Green to discuss if MAGA's a cult. I think we can all just dodge that right now. What a waste of fucking time. But if you don't mind, but yes, the answer is, of course it is. You asshole. But hey, whatever allows you to get, that's a big get, man. Getting her on as a guest. Whoever thought that people would be tired of seeing Marjorie Taylor Greene? I mean, I know most people can't get enough. Let's see. This is let's try to do this. I'm gonna open this. Let's see, copy link. For some reason, hold on. Yeah, is it opening? There it goes. Okay, now it's opening. So let's jump to something else. Remember the donut shop during the Trump campaign? You guys remember that? Remember when JD Vance came in and ordered donuts for the staff? And there was a question as to whether he was like, let's have a couple of cakes and a couple of glazed donuts and a bottle of anything to go. No, he was like, whatever works, kind of like, when people donut, whatever they donut, right? Well, he's trying to make up for that, I think, a little bit, and try to be a man of the people. He's going for that compassionate conservative George Bush vote by being the guy you'd want to have a beer with. So he's in Cincinnati, Ohio, the city of my birth, only because it was the nearest hospital without chickens in it. I grew up in Kentucky. But J.D. Vance serves beers and hot dogs at Cincinnati bar. Now, I'm going to press play on this video, but I don't know if that's an actual statement of what occurred or some sort of euphemism for a behavior that perhaps might.
It's fun to be. Let's party like we're moving.
No, it's I'm sure he's not this. Yeah, I'm sure it's just real beers and the hot dogs being served don't have ketchup on them because nobody, I mean nobody, puts ketchup on a hot dog. JD Vance serves beers. Beer serves beer. But okay. Vice President JD Vance visits bar in Cincinnati, Ohio. A bar with a popcorn machine. Okay.
So good to see you.
Oh, good to see you.
I love you. Hey guys, how we doing? JD.
Okay, so this is completely spontaneous, and I'm not even sure what we're doing here or whatever, but I'm going to do my best AOC impersonation because she knows how to mix drinks, but I could pour a few beers and act like a man of the people.
What's better, Skyline or Price Hill Chili?
He's like, we're going to Skyline to try some chili. What?
What's better, Skyline or Price Hill Chili?
Oh. What's better, Skyline or Priceville chili? Skyline's rough. If for those of you who don't know, it's not the chili, it's how it's eaten. Skyline is is chili on top of spaghetti noodles. Let me just say that when my dad was on a hard fade during the time I was with him while he was in hospice, a friend of his brought him some Skyline chili. That was a mistake. All right. I don't hold a grudge against Skyline chili, just not going to eat it.
How we doing, guys? Really good to see you. Okay, now I've been told you bought everything. You want beer or beer? You're going that way towards the bar. What do you get back?
Like a well-oiled machine.
First of all, you gotta get Skyline nuggets, right? How's he doing?
Was he passing out Skyline? Is he yeah. Is that chili with cheese on and on noodles? Oh my God, they're playing fucking. I'm gonna get a. I can't. There's gonna be a copyright strike because I'm covering the Vice President of the United States. Hey, fair use. Oh my God, this is gonna be awful. Oh my God, you can barely hear. Hold on, I know I have a better idea. Hold on, CC, there we go. And then we're gonna maybe there's a voice isolation on this. Yeah, voice boost is already. Audio track English, whatever, stabilize volume. Nope. Okay, that's the best I can do for that. But I can. I'll block that out. We'll just look at it. Everyone. Something about. Yeah, he's chatting and you can't even hear him because of the music. Like, okay, I know that's what he. I know since I was 4 years old. Something. The guy wants a beer. He wants some chili. I had out some chili in a completely organic moment. Nice to meet you guys. How you doing today? Doing great. It's incredible. Man of the people. 2 minutes to deal with the $40 trillion national debt and a half hour handing out pre-made chili Your jacket's in the fucking chili, dummy. Ew. What the hell? What? Ew. Dude, the situational awareness is on point. Is his dick in that guy's chili? Ugh. All right, does anybody want a beer? Uh-huh. Let's see. You want a beer, guy? You're gonna get a beer with this guy. And let's see. I'll pull. What are these beers? What kind of beer you want? They've got names on the sticks. Good God. Oh, more quality video from. All right. Nope. Just start pouring it and get on with it. Jesus Christ. And hands it. Okay. Like, that's one beer. Let's hear it for that. Okay, that's great. Had a great time. Thank you so much. Handed out a beer. That guy serving another beer. That's the JD Vance. He's going to hand out chili now, right? Hot dogs. He's got hot dogs. So they're chili cheese dogs. Is what he's doing. So 2 beer. Yeah, 2 beers and chili dogs, and that's it. Oh, 3 beers. It's 3 beers total. That's the whole thing. Super exciting. Absolutely. Just riveting. That bar will never recover. It's not, I mean, how do you like rekindle that kind of excitement? All right. God, I'm bored. Like I'm bored for them. Now, Trump gaggled with the press outside of at Joint Base Andrews. This is today. This is fresh-ish. Let me see if I can get the voice boost is on there. This is probably going to be noisy. He's standing as close to the engine as he possibly can. So here he is with Caroline Leavitt talking about who's going to replace him, and he posted a picture of himself as greatest White House spokesperson ever, of him leaning on the thing. I think even from COVID.
So we're going to South Carolina. Darlene Graham is doing very well. We'll see.
No, she's
how
not.
it all works out.
She fucking egged it. We'll see how it all works out. Hold on one second. Let's see how it all worked out. Wait 1 second. Let's see. It's probably on here. Let's see. Go to quick. Get the fuck out of here. Get to let's see. Darlene Graham, national security. Oh, this is when she nails it, man. This is the shiznizzle. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, here you go. So, and this is a rough one. I would love to see a response personally by Greg Kelly about this particular instance, because Greta Van Susteren is the one that asked the question of Darlene Graham. Let's just see how well it's going. This is, I don't know what could possibly go wrong with a sitting senator who's been in office for, better part of a couple of decades, I think. Just letting his sister do it. Fuck it. It's in the blood. Nothing racist or passively eugenicist about that. But here comes Greta Van Susteren, who, for those of you that have forgotten, got Greg Kelly's time slot and booted him 2 hours later. So he's got to show up at the garage 2 hours later and ride the bus home. So this is the South Carolina U.S. Senate candidates debate, and this is a question about about. Well, I'll let you see.
National security question as well. Senator, are Taiwan and the South China Sea national security issues for the United States? If so, why?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
Are Taiwan and the South China Sea national security issues for the United States? And if so, why or how?
I'm just going to be honest here. I'm not on national security. I'm not that informed on national security. So,
Nah.
but I do support.
They literally boo her. Yeah, I don't know if you could hear this, but in the back of it, they're like, boo.
On national security. So, but I do support the military. My brother was in the Air Force for 33 years. So I will do everything I can to support the military.
But okay, let me help you then. Would it help the military, to support the military, to send them to the South China Seas to defend Taiwan or not? Would sending them there be in the national interests of the United States? I know what my argument is, but what would your argument be if they were saying, "Hey, we're going to send troops over there"? Would you be able to articulate whether that was a good thing or a bad thing?
My dad was in the Army. I'm not a polished politician up here.
You're not a politician at all, you dizzy. You didn't win. You didn't run. You got handed the seat. It's not even a polished politician. You haven't bothered to do any of the politicking. Your brother did it.
National security is not my thing.
Well, your brother was almost singularly known for it. It was one of the only clarifying elements where you could actually check his ethics. Everywhere else, I couldn't tell you what the fuck that dude really believes. But he was he hated Russia, and he was super supportive, I guess, of Israel. That would be the two big ones, right? He clearly had a distinct idea. I agree with him on Russia and disagree on Israel, but it was clear he wasn't. He was unambiguous about it.
Not my area of expertise, but I do support the military.
So, if we sent the military to the South China Sea, would that be a supportive act or a fuck you?
Congressman, I'll give you a chance to respond, and I'm sure he recognizes that.
Taiwan's a definite ally, and we have a trading relationship with them that is beneficial to the United States. Chips being one of them, and others. So what the president is doing right is he's enabling Taiwan to defend themselves against China. But it's peace through strength that he's showing with Iran. That,
by the way, this is a Republican primary for this. She's going to get trounced. He's going to more than likely get it. But Trump, that's Trump going down to defend her against that guy. He has decided he's just going to defend the sister against a guy who's basically just as flattering to him as anybody would be, who actually knows what the fuck he's doing.
We have a big crowd. I hear we have a very big crowd.
Yes, you'll always hear that.
And
even when you clearly don't.
I think it's going to be great. She's a terrific woman. And so I thought.
Shit candidate, bad politician, little bit dippy, great woman.
We'd do a little bit of a rally for her.
A little bit.
And it'll be very interesting.
Yeah, will it? Will it, though?
President, Darlene Graham faced some criticism for her response at a debate earlier this week where she said national security is not her thing. Is that
well, no, all she was is being honest. She's
she was just being honest about not knowing the job she's trying to get.
Very smart, and she was being honest. I mean, she's into the price of groceries, the price of food.
She's totally into that. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not here to kink shame anybody, but, I'm into the price of groceries. Look at those tags hanging off those loaves of bread. She's into it.
The price of beef, and it's not.
Listen to this shit.
Honest, she's very smart, and she was being honest. I mean, she's into the price of groceries, the price of food, the price of beef, and
which might be a different thing. It depends on what you're using the beef for, I guess.
It hasn't been her thing, but she's surrounded by very good people. And she said that she's totally for the military. I mean, she's going to do what the military wants. And really what the
no, that's not a good thing, shithead. She's not supposed to do what the military wants. That's why we have civilian leadership of the military for a fucking reason. We don't want a goddamn junta.
President wants. She understands that national security is my thing, and she is a terrific woman who answered. I watched that. I thought it was a very honest answer, actually.
Yes, honestly, she's a fucking imbecile.
Mr. President, can you react to the ballroom, sir?
Yeah.
Do you guarantee that no?
And again, the answer the other guy gave, her like the congressman. Hold on, where is it? This dude, where is he? Yeah, here you go. This guy, Ralph Norman.
I do support the military.
Congressman, I'll give you a chance to respond, and I'm sure he recognizes that.
Taiwan's a definite ally, and we have a trading relationship with them that is beneficial to the United States. Chips being one of them, and others. So what the president is doing right is he's enabling Taiwan to defend themselves against China. But it's peace through strength that he's showing with Iran that China, Russia. Others are looking at it so that they don't want to deal with America, and that's why they haven't attacked Taiwan. If they had some weak Democrat in office like Biden or another Obama, yeah, they'd take it over. But
why didn't they? It's been a couple thousand years since the dynasty started, and it's been almost 100 years since Chiang Kai-shek split. Anyways, point being, you get it. Like that was a rudimentary answer. It doesn't fucking there was not a high bar for knowing that about Taiwan and saying chips and stuff. We get chips and stuff from them, Maybe we play our cards right. We'll get a little dip, little punch, little time in the easy chair, get our feet up.
We can't let that happen.
We can't.
No tax money will be used in the construction of the ballroom.
We're spending hundreds of millions of dollars on the ballroom, and it's all from people like me and great companies that are putting it up. It's going to be close to $400 million, and it's all paid for by patriots and patriotic companies, big companies. I'll name the companies probably over the next couple of weeks, but
yeah, a couple weeks. In 2 weeks, right after his healthcare plan comes out.
I want to ask if they mind, and really most of them have said you could use my name gladly.
Well, then, if most of them have said it, name those, right?
So that's all money, no taxpayer money for the ballroom at all.
No, it's just the taxpayer money goes to the people who donated to it as a favor. So they give you $100 million or $50 million. You give them a $300 million contract. Seems like a decent transaction on their end.
Did you direct Secretary Besson to intervene in the bond market? Was that your idea?
No, he doesn't know how anything works. That's a ridiculous question.
At all. No, he's a very capable man. He wanted to
do it. I didn't know what it means. I was like, I don't know, the bond market. I don't know. I liked Daniel Craig, but
do it. He's very good at it. He has a good touch, very good natural touch for the bonds and interest.
Oh yeah, he's got a good natural touch. He's he cradles your bonds just right. Sorry.
And he did that, yeah.
The yields have come down.
He did that, yeah.
Back up since then. Have you talked to him about another type of intervention? Is that something he will be doing?
We have many types of intervention.
Oh yeah, tons of. We got interventions coming out of our ass. I mean, just intervention city over here. We were going to intervene one way, decided to use one of the other ways we could intervene.
That's one. The ultimate intervention is our military. And if we have to use that, we will. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not an intervention. That's an invasion.
On beef imports is upsetting some ranchers as well as some.
Hold on real quick. Your move on beef imports is upsetting ranchers. And this is true. This was there was an article on this on Fox as well.
Well, yeah.
The move on beef imports is upsetting some ranchers, as well as some Republicans are asking you to delay that move on imports.
Well, we want to get the beef prices down, so we'll get them down a little bit. And that's what people want. That's what the voters want. And that's what I want. The ranchers are
can go fuck themselves.
great. They're my people. I love the ranchers. They've done a fantastic job. But they admit that we need a little help and in order to get the prices down. So that's what we're doing.
No. Subsidizing beef from other countries is not how you do it.
Countries think you arrange.
Sorry, you got it. We're hearing that MAGA Inc. is going to start spending your war chest. What races are you putting money into, sir?
Well, I've raised a lot, and nobody knows what it is, but I will tell you it's about $850 million.
I'm not going to say, but it's $850 million. And I've raised a lot of money. I'm going to spend a bunch of it, maybe 20 of that, on paintings of myself.
And I'll be spending a lot of that money and my own money, but I'll be spending a lot of that money for candidates that I think are good, Republican candidates.
Oh, Republican that's weird. I would thought you'd throw it behind some DSA folks, you know. So you're gonna donate that to some just generic Republicans? Do they just have to come up to you and say I'm a Republican? You just hand them some money or whatever. Do any of them have names
that I think are good? So when you
and those would be who?
You add the $850 million to all of the other money that we've raised, we're in very good shape.
Yeah, if you don't just hoard it for yourself, you mean?
There are several Republicans who are running for midterms this year who are starting to come out against AI data centers. Why do you think they're taking a different approach than you are?
Who are they, you know?
The Senate.
Who are they? I don't know. They're friends with the people who donated to the ballroom, and you know them. Some of them are the candidates you were going to donate to. What are their names again?
Race in Ohio is one example where it's become a very hot topic.
Well, the data center subject to me is a pretty simple one.
Yeah, totally simple. Let's hear the simple answer to it. Let's hear it. I can't wait for this simple answer.
You pick the right location, and it's got to be, not every location is perfect for it, but you pick the right location. What it means for a community is jobs and lots of money and lower taxes.
Yeah, it means that in almost none of the areas you're talking about. There's especially the jobs part. Who the fuck is going to work there? There are more employees at a fucking pharmacy.
And the data centers now are mandated by me that they build their own electricity, so they're not taking it for the...
No, they're not mandated at all. You cannot, you don't even have the ability to fucking do that. They're not mandated. You can... He'll allow you, he'll give you a pass on the environmental checks and balances, hence all the fucking methane furnaces around XAI down in Tennessee. But he's not making you do that. There's no mandate at all.
Do you worry that
it's going to lower the electric cost because they're building electricity, and the extra, as an example, we talked about...
They're building electricity. Are they assembling it like Legos?
This one. I'm very proud of it. It was my idea. They're going to build their own electric producing facility.
What's that called? There's a word for electric producing facility. We'll just call them EPFs. I have no idea.
And that electricity that they have left over is going to the grid.
What if they don't have any left over and their demand is actually higher than what they can produce anyway? So it offset some of it, but they still got to buy more from the grid.
It's going to lower the cost of electricity.
Yeah, totally.
So if I were a community, I would want the data center. It means...
That's right. You don't want fucking windmills, though. Bird killing, fucking drive the whales crazy. Windmills, blech. But a data center? Oh my God, those things are fucking sexy.
Jobs, it means income, and it means lower taxes.
Do you want Republican...
No, it actually doesn't.
Candidates to take the same AI, to take the same message on data centers?
No, I want them to do what they want. Some people feel differently. I really want them. If a Republican's against the data center, that's okay with me. I'm only saying that if I ran a community, now there are different types of communities, but generally speaking...
There are, yeah. Mostly gated is what he's talking about.
If I ran a community, if I was...
If I ran a community, you know, of a bunch of fucking poor people out in the sticks with a bunch of farmland, I'd be like, shit, what do you want to do? Raise crops? Dirty, boring, dangerous work? Screw that. Throw up a data center, man. We can fucking the heat coming out of those jets. We could fucking roast marshmallows.
Mayor, or if I was a governor in the state, I would want to
You couldn't get elected mayor or governor. That's the hilarious part.
have the data centers because they bring tremendous income. They're clean.
No, they don't.
They produce their own energy. The new ones are producing their own energy.
Yeah, the new ones. You know, the new ones that are not actually running, that will be running in 2 years.
I would want
maybe
to have data centers.
Mr. President, national debt, as you know, it's surpassed.
Why don't you turn Mar-a-Lago? How about this? You're committed to America first. You want to make America great again? Here's a great idea. We got plenty of golf courses. There's tons of them. And many of them are nicer than the dumps that you run. So how about this? How about you let these data centers be built on your golf courses? Go from 18 to 9 holes. They don't have to take up the whole fucking thing. Just let them do half of it. Or just give them the whole land outright. Go, look, America needs this. If we're going to compete, if we lose this, we lose everything. This is way more important. I can put off golf for a little while, and I think everybody else can't too. So I am selling my land to these developers to turn into data centers. Because the amount of water used by a data center, a medium-sized, like a regular-sized one, is about the same amount of water as is used by his golf courses every year. At least in the data centers, it's a closed loop, so they won't keep using, they're going to keep using the same water over and over and over again, unlike a fucking golf course where you have to water it constantly with a fresh water source that people could drink or bathe in and that kind of stuff. So maybe just you could kill two birds with one stone, or and you could run them with windmills and kill all the birds.
40 trillion. Have you been discussing what to do about that?
Well, I have, and there's been a problem for 35 years.
Nope. No. It hasn't been 40 trillion for 35 years, dum-dum. You added $8 trillion to it.
And what we have...
Oh, more than that. 11? You added 11.
Now that we've never had before, we had a pretty good piece of it in my first term, as you know, is we have tremendous growth. And the way you take care of debt is with growth. And
yeah, we're going to grow our way out of it. This isn't standard fucking Republican horseshit we've heard forever.
We have tremendous growth. We've never had growth like we have right now.
Right. You mean non-existent?
Growth will take care of that very easily.
It totally will. It's going to take care of it very easily. Yep.
Mr. President,
Good question, by the way.
Mr. President, on the beef deal, which countries did you make that deal with? What are the sources
Which
of
deal?
the beef deal?
I don't want to say which countries, but there are a few countries.
He doesn't know.
But they're going to be sending in the highest quality beef, and it's something that we need.
I'm going to go with Japan and Argentina, mostly Argentina. The Japan thing has to do with our supporting the yen, so they use that as leverage to kind of dump Wagyu on the market. Is that where we're going? Look, you know what? Fuck it. Let's check it out. Go check it out. Let's say Trump beef deal lower prices, blah blah blah. Okay. White House plan to lower beef prices is dividing the president's supporters. And be that. Trump temporarily waives higher beef tariffs in bid to lower prices. Well, let's see where they come from. All right. So President Trump announced Friday that the U.S. will waive higher tariffs on ground beef imports, a bid to lower prices for consumers who are facing historically high beef costs. He said they will allow 300,000 metric tons of ground beef into the country for the next 90 days with no out-of-quota tariff. That puts a pause on higher tariffs, which are triggered when trade volume surpasses a certain quota. We've committed that this beef will be sold at 25% below current market prices. Fuck you. No wonder they're pissed. Current market prices, they're hurting anyways. 25% below current market prices? Holy shit. The deal will reduce prices for Americans while giving space for our great American beef herd to grow again. Why? Ground beef, $6.89 per pound, up 57% from 5 years ago. Really much faster than those of other foods. That's because of the transition from people thinking beef was bad to beef is good again. Ground beef cost per pound. There we go. Beef prices in the U.S. have been rising for decades. Boy, it went down like immediately as soon as Trump came in office. Holy shit! Oh wait, brap. This has been Trump. Rap. Beef prices in the U.S. have been rising for decades, driven chiefly by shrinking cattle herd sizes and strong consumer demand, which again was contraindicated against each other. The cattle herd is under pressure due to worsening drought conditions. It's almost as if all of us were clamoring about climate change. We're trying to help. And then this one's hold on real quick. This is the Trump in purgatory. A White House plan to lower beef prices is dividing the president's supporters. Many ranchers and Republicans argue that boosting imports won't tangibly lower beef prices in the short term, in a rare break with the president's policies. That's adorable. He's buying votes, dummy. President Trump's latest effort to lower beef prices, blah, blah. He plans to remove duties. We saw that part. But growing backlash to Trump's beef import plan illustrates the stakes of a White House political gamble to confront high food prices that threaten Republicans at the ballot box, despite the risk of sparking industry resistance that has previously derailed similar plans because they were fucking stupid.
What else?
What else?
By the way, are we going to miss Caroline? I'm going to miss her. Let me have that. So
I'm going to miss Caroline. Are you going to miss those lips that go like a machine gun?
Here are some headlines in Caroline. I got to stand next to her. I feel so good with her. These are incredible headlines that just came out over the last 24 hours. It's probably easier if I show them to you.
Yeah, it's so much better. I could see that. That's good. You guys can read that okay? It's good.
Than reading them.
Yeah, probably, because reading is more difficult for you than wagging something.
But basically,
floppy in people's faces.
The biggest refunds ever given on taxes. That's big. Trump bump. Tax refunds up 17%. American tax refunds increased by $43 billion. That's money that the government is giving back to the people.
Yeah, people who bought jet airplanes.
$43 billion. FBI had the biggest violent crime drop in 90 years. That's
because they've stopped looking.
These are today's headlines. Trump administration marks 15 straight months with zero border releases.
Releases. Zero border releases. That doesn't sound like nobody crossed.
Apprehensions, but so they've never.
Sorry. What'd you have to fix there? Border releases, apprehensions?
Border releases as apprehensions, but so they've never had anything like that.
Yeah. As apprehensions what?
So you had 15 months with zero people going through our border.
No, that's not actually what that sentence means, dum-dum, at all.
Apprehensions marks 15 straight months with zero border release.
Zero border releases of people who were apprehended at the border.
As apprehensions, but so they've never had anything like that.
No, they've never.
So you had 15 months with zero people going through our border.
Nope, that's not true at all. They caught them coming through the border, and some people obviously got through and weren't caught. But anybody who was caught was not released into the country. That's the being released after apprehensions. That's what those words on that piece of paper mean. You dunderhead.
I don't even know how that's possible.
Yeah, it's not actually. If you read beyond the headline, which you are reading poorly, you would know this.
They're doing a good job. Maybe you. Maybe you.
Scott Jennings, sir.
Scott Jennings is good. That one right there. My friend from Iowa. But I don't know, maybe she doesn't want it. I don't know, maybe Margot. What do you think of Margot? Maybe Margot. Let's see who.
He really is making a decision right now. Like, that's the dumbest part of this. It's all The Apprentice. This is all anything you can distract everybody with this fucking video, this like game show attitude about everything. We'll do everything. What do you like better, Crooked Joe or Sleepy Joe? Huh? If I say Crooked Joe, clap like that. That it's the same stuff. It's all just a game show to this dipshit.
We have in this group. I will tell you this, and Caroline will tell you this.
Tell us this. What is it? What are you going to tell us?
I have never had so many job applications in my life.
Yes, sir.
They all want that job. They love that job.
Yes, that's right, because they're not actually responsible for any of the decisions that are made. They just have to talk. Yeah, because nobody else wants to work with you who actually is a participant in any of these things. They're just, the only jobs are people who are like, shit, I'm going to get booted off of Fox News. Who do you think he's going to? I think he should go with Roseanne.
She's made that job very glamorous.
Sir, turning to Iran, the shifting economic warfare towards Iran, does that indicate that the military options in the region for the U.S. are limited?
No, not at all. It just means that
No, they're unlimited. Women, children, churches, hospitals, electrical grid, bridges, fucking zoos.
Seeing what happens, they have no money. They have no Navy. They have no Air Force. They are not paying their soldiers. They're not paying their police.
And yet they're still showing up for work.
They have 350% inflation.
No, they don't. They have 120% inflation.
We're just going to sort of see what happens. And we have total control, as you know, of the border. We have
Oh, we do? Oh, look at that. I guess that explains the people who crossed or didn't cross.
total control. If you look at the blockade, we have total control of that entire region.
Yeah, what's it called again? The border region where the border, the big water border. What's the big water border called? Waterboarding. Where have I heard that before? Okay.
Having to do with the Strait of Hormuz.
That's right, having to do with it. Right, the border having to do with the Strait of Hormuz.
And that
it only took him 8 tries to kick that out of the front of his fucking head.
means well into it.
Yeah, that's right. It does. It means well into it. Excuse me?
What happens, and we have total control, as you know, of the border. We have total control. If you look at the blockade, we have total control of that entire region having to do with the Strait of Hormuz. And that means well into it, the land areas.
Okay, that's why this is him trying to cover the border part. You know, the border between water and dirt. You mean beaches? What the fuck?
So they would love to make a deal, but
yeah, apparently not.
They're not ready to make the right deal, in my opinion. Yeah.
For Canada, have you come to a deal there, or are you going to?
I think so. We'll see.
Deadline?
I dealt with the Prime Minister, have a good relationship. And yeah, we have to take care of our farmers. The farmers are very important to me. And the deal with Canada is moving along, and we should be able to have a deal with Canada. We're also starting on a new deal with Mexico.
Oh, right. That's because who's that asshole who came up with the USMCA? Fucked up the whole thing. Remember that? Like NAFTA was bad, but somebody rolled in there and just rewrote it. Probably Biden, wasn't it? Came up with the USMCA. It's fun. Yeah, something like that.
A much better deal for the United States.
Yeah, than that stupid deal some asshole made before.
I only make good deals.
Except for the USMCA, clearly.
Much better deal for the United States, both with Canada and Mexico. Thank you.
Much better than, what are you talking about? The one you made? What the fuck? What? You ditched NAFTA as the worst deal ever, and then you made the USMCA the greatest trade deal in the history of trade deals, and now you're like, what kind of an asshole put that one together? What a piece of crap that was. Loophole Central.
Thank you very much. President, did you direct Ed Martin to this?
What? And why, by the way, better than the USMCA, sir? Didn't you draft the last deal? Wasn't that your deal? Mr. Art of the Deal? Is there a chapter, seriously, is Art of the Deal like a fucking episode of the Twilight Zone where it actually you make a deal that's so shitty that you have to start all over again? That deal turned out to be the worst deal I ever made. And so I had to go back to the beginning of staring down the barrel of the worst deal ever. How could I make a good deal from this? And then see chapter 1. Son of a bitch. Okay. Boy. And why does nobody bring that up except me? Why does nobody throw that at him? Why does nobody bring up the USMCA shit? That it was his deal and his deal alone. Super fucking odd. Okay. There's... Oh, dear. Let's see. Going to bring... There's so much shit to cover. Am I doing on time? We're okay. All right, good. This, I might want to needle drop into that fucking MAG as a cult thing. This was very weird. Yeah, I get that one. And then the weird video of her chasing Natalie Harp's, the letters, my guardian and protector. Yes, as she called him that, which is really gross and creepy. And apparently, the Ossoff's plan to get in the press and stay there has been pretty fucking right on target. Let's see. Let's do this. That's, oh my God, 90 minutes, these people. Okay, and this one, yeah, what a dipshit. And, oh, this one, yeah, like, so much. Okay, here we go. So, there's so much stuff to cover, like, it's impossible. Hit the like, share the show. It's Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. So, apparently, well, did he get... So, yep, I guess so. Hold on, sorry. Dagnabbit. Yeah, one of my videos disappeared. Son of a dog doodle. I'm gonna get it in there. Okay. We'll go there. Yeah. The Democratic Party is being taken over by socialists. You don't say. All right. Where'd it go? Yeah, there you go. Maggie Haberman. Okay, excellent. All right. This is Maggie Haberman's been around this Natalie Harp stuff for quite some time. And needless to say, that I guess they released some letters that were from her to Trump.
We're getting a closer look into the contents of private communications between President Trump and one of his closest aides, now raising questions about the potential national security ramifications.
Right, because she didn't get clearance. She's just... She got to blitz past security for being pretty because the White House is now a fucking nightclub.
Letters published in full for the first time by the Daily Beast.
I never want to bring you anything but joy. I'm sorry I lost my focus. You are all that matters to me. I don't want to ever let you down. Thank you for being my guardian and protector in this life. With all my heart, Natalie.
Shows staffer
it reads more fluidly in the original North Korean.
Natalie Harp writing to the president in 2023, and I'm quoting now, "You are all that matters to me," end quote.
Thank you, Wolf, for pointing out that you're quoting, because it would be very upsetting to us if this was from an extemporaneous from the heart moment from you to Trump.
And also this, "I don't want to ever let you down," end quote. She also reportedly tells President she is, quote, unworthy of him. CNN is not independently...
Yes, she's the Garth of the Trump administration.
Confirmed that Harp wrote or sent the letters to the president, but the contents are prompting concerns about the broader implications of the very close relationship between Harp and the president, viewed by some in the White House as a gatekeeper of President Trump and the most...
A gatekeeper. You mean a gate wiper? All right, where, like, hold on, where is it? Yeah. So the big reaction was people like, how dare he? As if Trump isn't just rando talking shit about people and saying the gnarliest stuff and mocking people. So how dare Ossoff bring this up? The nerve of this man.
Senator Ossoff insinuated.
Oh, God, insinuated. It was a drive-by insinuation.
That a random White House staff.
Big on sin And also, random. Sorry, random, you fuck? She rode in a trunk so she wouldn't be left behind. There's footage of her like racing to catch up with his golf cart. She's with him everywhere. She's not random. She's the opposite of random. If she was random, you wouldn't be able to pick her out.
Was sleeping with her boss simply.
Oh, no. Again, sleeping isn't the issue.
Because she was doing her job and is a.
Yeah, she's just doing her job. Being a human binky.
Pretty woman. That is an outrageous claim to make. There is no basis for it whatsoever. It would be nasty to do to a public figure. To do it to a random staffer, just
random. Yeah, again, she's just random, guys.
Because she happens to be a woman.
She's a nobody. She just happens to be a random female staffer who bears a creepy resemblance to the president's daughter, who he has sexualized on national television since she was a young girl when he was partying with Jeffrey Epstein on the regular. Sorry, what?
Who is an assistant to the president, I think is really disgusting.
Oh, it's disgusting. And thank God Trump would never say something like that. I mean, it's very big of him to take the high road and never talk like this about anybody else.
Yes, obviously President Trump uses all sorts of tough rhetoric, and he makes.
Yeah, it's tough rhetoric. From Ossoff, it's disgusting, sleazy, below the belt, untoward, wrong, derogatory, discriminatory, sexist. Ageist, probably, because what, he can't have a nice piece of ass? Is that what you're saying? But Trump, it's tough.
Fun of Rosie O'Donnell and all the rest of it. But
tough rhetoric.
He does use tough rhetoric.
Tough rhetoric
yes,
is what he does.
I don't
but
think
this isn't tough rhetoric.
Yeah, I don't. No, I think what John Ossoff is doing is he's calling a White House staffer a whore based on nothing.
Oh.
That is.
Oh, no. The presumption being, A, that he's saying that it's sexual, which is, I think, is, again, an inference that you're making. But the idea isn't that she is a whore. It's that she's more of a psychotic sycophant with a fixation on Trump that might be so strong that it would bypass her olfactory senses. A whore would just fuck anybody, is the idea, the way he means it.
Disgusting and should be condemned by both parties.
What if he actually just said she's a pig? Maybe if he called her Piggy. Or if he said, Natalie Harp, shut up, Piggy. Would that bother you?
Well, I think that calling a political opponent sort of fat or something is a.
No. Sorry. That's a reference to how Trump treated a female reporter asking him a question. He wasn't talking about a political operative.
It is a mean thing to do, and Trump uses tough rhetoric. But
tough rhetoric, yeah. When he does it, it's fucking macho.
Call a random private staffer
hold on.
that she's sleeping
Why
with her
do you
boss?
keep
That's crazy.
Michael? How come it's mean, it's disgusting, and then you say, but Trump is tough rhetoric. He is the most juvenile, disrespectful, rude president in public about and to females than you and I have ever observed in our lives. That's not tough rhetoric. Tough rhetoric is what you and I are doing. You don't think it's quite true? He called a reporter Piggy. He just told another one to.
What about Megyn Kelly, with blood coming out of her wherever?
Shut up. He tells them that they're terrible people. He said this stuff about Megyn Kelly having blood coming out of whatever. You know the whole litany.
Yeah, that's the list. Anyways, the defense, the Trump defense industrial complex is having a rough one lately. This is the other thing. Hold on. Now I'm gonna do 2 short clips. I'm not doing the full clips of this next dude because I can't. Nobody needs this in their life. But just the turd polishing that is going on right now. We've been here before. Could this be Trump's solution for the Iran war? That's the secondary title. Could this be Trump's solution for the Iran war? Before I watch a frame of this, I'm going with no. Fuck no. Of course not. No. We've been here before because he doesn't have a solution, you tit. We're 6 months into this thing. It was supposed to take 6 days.
Trying to explain to you the Iranian war and where.
Yes, please. It's about time. It would have been nice 6 months ago. Maybe even if you had Trump on speed dial, maybe he could have given you the down low and you could have explained it the day before. So that I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but if it does, this is why
we're at, and
it is where we're at.
How we got here.
We got here because Donald Trump said we blew up their nuclear program. We obliterated it last year. And then apparently we had to blow up a girls' school to make sure.
Because people are not explaining how we got here. And
that's right. They're not explaining it. I blame Jimmy Carter.
The only way you can make the decision on whether this is good or bad. And I showed you right at the top, Thomas Jefferson facing this exact, with Muslim pirates, this exact issue.
Sorry, the Iranians are not Muslim pirates. This isn't the Barbary Coast.
Sat down with the ambassador, if you will, from Libya, or what was, what was Libya at the time, sitting down in England with the ambassador from Tripoli, and along with his counterpart, John Adams. So 2 presidents, before they were president, 2 signers of the declaration. They're both sitting there and they're asking, what are you doing? Why are you taking our soldiers? Why are you killing our soldiers? We don't have a problem with you. And they explained the fact that you're infidels. And so it's in our religious scripture that we can kill you. We can rape you. We can sell you into slavery. And that's just the way it is. And John Adams walked away and said, pay the bribe. Just pay the bribe. It's not worth a war.
Also, by the way, it wasn't a bribe. You had to give tribute, is what he's talking about. And you can call it a bribe, but this was fairly this is how you got passage past these guys at the time. Everybody did it around them, too. You paid tribute. If you want to know how well tribute works out, check out Olga from Kiev, which we've spoken about before.
Thomas Jefferson came out and said, no, we have to go to war on this. And so there's 2 patriots, and they had vehemently different agreements on this. They both vehemently differed on this. So we can...
Vehement disagreement, I think is the phrase you're looking for.
Both differ on this. One could be for it, one could be against it. You're still a patriot. This is a very tough question, but you at least have to think it all the way through.
Yeah.
And what decision you make is up to you. But here...
That's right. Yeah, but that said, Trump's right, and you're going to show us how right he is and why he's right and just how much more right he's getting by the day.
Here's where let me play a clip of this from yesterday's Insider broadcast only. Biden comes in, and for some reason, he loosens the enforcement.
Because they're trying to normalize relations again after Trump tore up the Iran deal so that we could possibly get another one through economic cooperation. That would be the thing. Instead of choking them off and starving their people, maybe you give them a shot. You give them a chance. You say, we're going to loosen these things up, see if you can act well, and if we could start talking again. If you take this as a peace gesture, then we will start, like fucking grown-ups.
Unfreezes $6 billion in
Nope.
Qatar. And what do we get for it? We get October 7th.
No, we didn't get October 7th. And the $6 billion never left the fucking bank. No wonder you hid this behind a fucking paywall.
And a proxy.
It didn't. It's still there. The part of the money that Trump is talking about giving them is that $6 billion sitting in a bank in Qatar. It was originally in a bank in South Korea.
Ring on fire in South Lebanon. Remember, we loosen the deal and we get October 7th. So we have seen...
Who's we, motherfucker?
Throughout all of these, including Trump 45, we have seen...
Oh my God, he's back to the chalkboard.
2 tools.
Let's see, what does it say? Dates to remember. Is that 78? Yeah, I'm going with 1978, November 4th, 1979, 1983, 1988. This would be like Carter into Reagan, some bullshit like that. It's something Dem Party. Been here before. What works? Denmark. Okay. Then choke point. Carter, Reagan, Bush, Clinton. This is brilliant. I don't need to see any more.
Sanctions and money. Punish them into reasonableness or pay them into reasonableness. Both tools make the same assumption that, the other side of the table is a government that wants what governments want. They want to survive, and we're negotiating with a state, and they're conducting a mission, and they all
Oh, you mean like Trump is doing right now?
want to survive, and so
Oh, you mean like Trump is doing right now?
we can negotiate.
Right, like Trump is doing right now.
Did it ever work?
Yes, we got the JCPOA, and it was working. Yeah.
Has it once, either one of those, worked?
Yeah, multiple times. Yeah. But if you'll notice, when Trump came in, he started hanging out with these motherfuckers like Kim Jong-un and tearing up deals. And so that throws a monkey wrench in the whole thing.
I have my opinion, but this is my opinion. No. Neither one of those have worked.
Well, then, so kill them is the only option. There is no economic leverage at all. Hell, being lenient, it doesn't work, and sanctions don't work. The only thing that will ever work is violence. That's it. Glenn, thanks, man. Brilliant.
We have every single one of them, both of trying both ways, carrot and stick, have just kicked the can down the road. You remember Harry?
No, they haven't. No. You can't say kick the can down the road when you have no proof that the can even fucking exists. It's a made up goddamn can, especially at this point. And Trump allegedly obliterated the can last year. So what the fuck are we doing here?
Truman had a sign on his desk that said, "The buck stops here."
Yes, I have a copy of it. I love it. I got it at the Truman Museum.
I think there should be a can on Donald Trump's desk that says, "The can stops here."
He'll shit in it. What are you talking about? I think they, I think they unrolled it and put it in the back of his pants the other day. The can stops here. I agree. You know what'll happen though? He'll insist that every rich dude who comes in to lobby him put $500 in it.
Now,
that of course is stupid, but
it's interesting what people have pulled away from this. Do you have, Ricky, the
yes,
Alex Jones tweet?
Yes. He said, and I quote, "Thank you, internet, for pulling up so slowly. Glenn had a very classy way of telling Trump, quote, end this war fast." Is that what you were trying to say, Glenn?
Of course not. We would never tell the president to do anything.
That's part of the message, but I wasn't trying to send any message. I was just trying to.
Yeah, it was part of a message I wasn't trying to send, and it just got sent anyways. Because sometimes when you got a draft and you accidentally push, and you're like, oh no,
tell you the truth on what's going on. This is a very dangerous war, and that's why I did this.
For who?
Special for Torch Insiders only, and please listen to it. It's commercial free. It's about 45 minutes.
God, if this is the stuff that makes it to the air,
this is the most dangerous war in my lifetime.
What'd you do? Yeah. Hey, what'd you do to Stu? Yeah, I don't know what happened to Stu. I want to say Stu's got his own show, but we don't really see it much anymore. CSL, do we? Is Stu? I mean, it's basically been Pat Gray and whoever the other lady is at this point. Yeah, they've just bounced a bunch of these people.
I happen to agree with him. I happen to be a supporter of this.
Really?
However, I am counting on him having more information than I have.
Yeah, he doesn't. That's insane. Yeah, that's so you're the sucker now. I get it. Okay.
Because all the
information I have points to this is fucking stupid and dangerous.
Information that I have says we're in real trouble.
Right. Yeah. That's all there is. Sorry. There is no there's no other tranche of secret files that paints this in a good light. Sorry, stupid. you back this dude. He fucked up because that's what he does. He's a lifelong fuck up. You know, he fucks up, therefore he is. And now you're in the fuck up fucking wagon with him going down a hill, you know, in a runaway wagon. You're just done. Sorry, dummy.
And maybe we are, maybe we're not.
We are.
But end it as soon as you possibly can, but in a reasonable way. I'm not one that says, this got to be over before the election. No, this has to be over when it's over. We
Great. Awesome. That's leadership.
have to win. We have
Yeah, totally. We got to win. What does winning look like? What does it actually, how do we know?
to win this. And
Yeah, we got to win. What does win? Yeah. Could you maybe just 3 things that prove we won? They can never have a nuclear weapon. That's a long fucking time. Sounds like we're going to have to invade and hold the country, lest sometime in the future they decide maybe 500 years from now they're going to try this shit again. So I guess we got to make them the 51st state.
don't know anymore.
Or the 53rd at this point, 54th after Canada, Greenland, and Panama.
Or what it's going to take to win.
Maybe Venezuela, 55th.
You know, people don't even realize.
People don't even realize how little this asshole pays attention to his own fucking show. Dumb. All right, here we go.
For a very long time, as a founding member of the Blaze and now Torch, yesterday's extra hour on Iran was well worth the subscription. You painted a very clear picture. Thank you.
So clear. That's why it's good that you hid it behind a paywall.
Glenn, if President Trump is buying time, hoping to close the choke point, allowing the new transportation of oil system, will it be finished in 2027?
Oh, that's him on the Dave Show, CSL? Gotcha. Oy. And they don't do clips because it's all embarrassing? Gotcha.
Yes. Well, no, not finished. And I explained this in the special yesterday.
Yeah, I'm going to catch that later. I just got a lot going on.
This is all about choke points.
It is. It totally is. And I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum, but shit.
Is about nuclear weapons. But if you can't stop them, the regime, from having a nuclear weapon, you have to take away the only thing that gives them real power, and it's not a nuke. What gives them power is that choke point of all of our oil.
Oh, he's bored by his own bullshit. Big yawn.
Not a nuke.
It's like a nuclear war. Nothing's more fucking, this is fucking lightning in a bottle.
What gives them power is that choke point of all of our oil. The world has been building.
Wow, that was a huge one. Were you just shot with an elephant dart? Fucking hell.
Pipelines go around that choke point for a while.
It is hard. A choke point can be a bit rough, especially mid-yawn.
Now, for years, but nothing is really happening. I mean, nobody does anything. Nobody spends that kind of money unless you have to. And so this has given the world a wake-up call. And now we are opening pipelines. I think it's 60% of the oil that goes through that choke point now. By 2027, we'll be going through a pipeline. So Iran will have nothing to do with it.
And we're already overproducing.
And that's the real win here.
It is. It's a win. Or we could just stop importing oil and lower our consumption of it by transitioning to electric for all commuter vehicles.
You can get the choke point away from them. It matters less if they have a nuclear weapon. It still matters.
It still matters, but it's a long way away. If they hit Israel or somebody, fuck them. It just won't affect the oil markets.
Matters a lot because I believe they'll use it, but it matters less to the global economy.
Sorry. Okay. It'll just be what's a couple million dead people? I mean, it's a thing, but it's not as big as fucking with, transportation costs. 2 million dead people. I mean, that's a small price to pay for IKEA furniture getting here on time. Good Lord. They've just given up. They have just given up on defending this shit. I mean, I don't know how you do it anyways, but so the next part, this I love. This is, we had Friday Eye this morning. Great conversation with our dear friend, Rob Glenn. Good times. I've been nerding out all day in the middle of all the other shit that I'm doing. And I already have to deal with so many stupid people talking stupid shit about AI and like back and forth that I don't necessarily have to go hunt down anymore. But at least when they're doing it, they're just going to, bury the needle, as Ray said. Origin of AI, typewriter in a box, Nazis. Did Nazi machines lead to modern AI? Yeah. What?
This is an Enigma machine.
The Enigma machine. Yes, this is what it is. Tell us. Jesus Christ, where is he? Is this at a church or something? Does he go around and do these things? Shows the World War II and stage for modern. It set the stage for modern computing. Yeah, but not large language models, unless like fucking calculators set the stage then too. Were calculators created by the devil?
If you watched the movie, no, not 571, Imitation Game.
Right, the Imitation Game. Oh yeah, that's one where they tormented the man who saved England during the war by decrypting Nazi communications because he was gay. And they sterilized him and treated him like a criminal because he was gay. He was one of the most well-known gay heroes in human history. Saved countless lives, generations of people, and was treated like shit in exchange. Alan Turing, yes. So named, the Turing test is named after him.
Imitation Game.
And his buddy Claude Shannon, who worked with him, is the guy who created the operating system that we all live in the simulation right now. I'm only kind of joking.
This is the beginning of the computer. This is the start of all of it.
Well, I mean, if you don't count sundials.
The Germans come up with what they call the Enigma machine. It is top secret. You change these dials, and you can come up and look at it. You change these dials every day at midnight, and they'd say dial number 1, set to 17, dial number 2, set it to 21, dial number 3, and they ended up having 4 different dials. And when you change it, it changes the alphabet. So it has a type.
Yeah, we know what a Drogan's decoder wheel is, asshole. They came in, you could get them in Lucky Charms.
Typewriter on it, and there's a green plastic piece that is over on top of that, and that
fabulous. I'm learning so
shows
much.
The keyboard, the alphabet that lights up. So when you type T, it will light up and say Z. So you write down Z, T, H, A. And so you write it, and nobody can break it because it changes at midnight every day. Unless you know a key word that you can know it is in the same position every single day. We didn't.
Like Heil, or perhaps Führer, or perhaps Best Vicious.
Figure that out until much later. But Alan Turing is an Englishman, and he comes and he says, I can solve the enigma. I can break the enigma, but I need to build a machine. And it was a computer. And it was the first real computer, enormous room of a machine to
wow, nice turnout.
Figure out the alphabet. He also is the guy, Alan Turing, that predicted AI. And he said he believes that we will be able to build a computer that will think and will be so good at thinking and mimicking us that you will not be able to tell the difference between a computer and a human.
Well, except, when they give you a reach around, I guess, there's always, there's a great Rick Springfield song, Human Touch.
You have a screen between, am I talking to a human?
Everybody's talking to computers, they're all dancing to a drum machine. I know I'm living on the outside, scared of getting caught between. I'm just so cool and calculated, alone in a modern world. Uh-huh. Nothing. Nobody. Rick Springfield. Good album. That's a rock. Living in Oz. It's rock. Souls, which was the single from that album. One of the dirtiest lines I've ever heard on the radio. Does anybody know what it is? Anybody know what the Two Souls? That song? Anybody? It's a great album. Tiger by the Tail, so good. Absolutely. Me and Johnny, Johnny Million and I played that song. We're gonna have it as part of our like a cover on our record back in the day when we were gonna do that when we were youngins. It's the line is, he held her tighter and tighter as he danced inside her. I was like, hey, you what now? That's on the radio. I was like, that's well done, Rick Springfield. High five there, brother.
Or a computer, he believed artificial intelligence would come to a place where you would not be able to tell. We have what's called the Turing test.
Also, a lot of people thought that he was setting a standard for what that would mean.
The Turing test you'd ask the question to the either human or the computer, and you'd be
yes, and you have to. Interestingly enough, you have to you have to present your answer in the form of a question, but like a backhanded question, like don't you think? A sarcastic question.
Be able to figure it out. We no longer the Turing test. We fail now all the time.
You do.
AI has gotten to the point to where you cannot tell the difference.
Yeah, you can.
That's Alan Turing. That is the beginning of AI, the beginning of the computer, and the end of the Nazis. We also have
not quite. We've still got a bunch of them around.
Have up here, nobody wanted to wake up Hitler on D-Day. You know, I don't want to get him when he's cranky either. He's bad enough when he's in a good mood. So when D-Day happens,
man, none of these jokes are flying. It's just they're over it. Whatever, whoever this group, what is he selling shit? I don't know what this is. Where the fuck is he?
Nobody wants to wake him up because he's sleeping soundly. Don't wake him up. Don't wake him up.
He's also in a chemically induced coma. He collapsed after, being jacked on Pervitin for days on end.
A really bad mistake. Good for us, bad for them. He wakes up and he's like, why didn't you wake me up? Because we knew you were going to be like that. And so he puts out his response to D-Day. I want you to do these things now. On the desk is the order signed by Hitler on what the response is for D-Day. Also up here is a couple of other things. We have...
Let me guess. If we lose the war, you will release the AI, the seeds of AI in calculator form so that eventually the allies, even though we will play the rope-a-dope and it would fall back at this thing and hide and hide, we will take us this thing and you will hide certain calculations, numbers, and buttons and things like this inside. And so as they build calculators, it becomes personal computers, and then everybody gets a laptop and a flip phone and all that kind of stuff, and it eventually will lead to AI, and then we will return from the Antarctic through Venezuela and claim the Earth again in the name of the master race, me. Now I need a fucking nap.
What's called the victory speech. This is Hitler's own handwriting. There's a whole book based just on this speech.
He's got it laminated because he doesn't want to get it wet.
And the way he wrote it and the way it looks on a page, because it
yes, evil, damn you, Texas Instruments. You're the conduit by which the Nazis have taken over the season.
Really, when you look at it and read it and you put it into your analyzing, you can see how crazy and how different his mind worked. It's called
little yellow different.
Called the victory speech, even though he says this is not victory in the speech.
Yeah, I think they were being ironic.
This is coming when he is made the chancellor and the Nazis are now in power. And he says, this is not victory. Don't ever call it a victory. Victory only comes after war.
I'm very inspired by this. I don't know. Who wouldn't pay top dollar for a shitty dinner in an airport hangar to watch Glenn Beck show you all of his collectibles.
And we haven't had that.
Got a lot of Nazi memorabilia in there, Glenn. You seem to have a whole big. Is there a wing on your house full of that stuff? I mean, I seem to remember that outfit you wore on the cover of one of your books that got you in a lot of trouble.
Yet. That's when we can declare victory. The other thing we have.
Oh, fuck me. This is too boring. Okay, so needless to say, Alan Turing, yada, yada. Can I take a little side visit with you? Come here. Maybe you'll recall this. Let's see. Let's see. Tyson. Let's see. Computer Code Universe. Okay, yeah, here we go. This is one of my favorite little things. Okay, so here you go.
So
hold on. So this is Dr. James Gates. I'll wake you back up. Don't worry. This is Dr. James Gates, who is the science advisor for the Obama administration, and Neil deGrasse Tyson. And he's making the point that in the equations they're saying, he's big on string theory, which is dipshittery, but he was chasing it down. And while he was chasing it down, they kept finding, well, he'll say it, and then I'll show you something cool. This is that. Prepare to have your mind blown in the last 10 minutes of the show. Hit the like, share the show. Oh shit, here it comes.
Where has this pursuit taken you?
Oh my God.
Where have you landed?
Why would you ask that?
I'm asking that here and now. It's New York City. It's March 7th.
Well, partly it's taken to these very strange images that are behind your head right now. These are pictures of equations. I've been, for the last 15 years, trying to answer the kinds of questions that my colleagues here have been raising. And what I
Pictures of equations that look a lot like UFOs.
come to understand is that there are these incredible pictures that contain all the information of a set of equations that are related to string theory. And it's even more bizarre than that, because when you then try to understand these pictures, you find out that buried in them are computer codes, just like the type that you find in a browser when you go search.
In a browser. Remember that. Remember that. Browser. Okay?
The web. And so I'm left with the puzzle.
What is a browser? It's a user interface for all of the information that's on the web. All right.
Of trying to figure out whether I live in the matrix or not.
Wait, you're blowing my mind at this moment. So you're saying, are you saying your attempt to understand the fundamental operations of nature leads you to a set of equations that are indistinguishable from the equations that drive search engines and browsers on our computers?
That is correct. So,
wait, I have to just be silent for a minute here. So you're saying as you dig deeper, you find computer code writ in the fabric of the cosmos.
Wait for it. This is my favorite part.
Into the equations that we want to use to describe the cosmos, yes.
Computer code.
Computer code, strings of bits of ones and zeros.
It's not just sort of resembles computer code. You're saying it is computer code.
It's not even just is computer code. It's a special kind of computer code that was invented by a scientist named Claude Shannon in the 1940s. That's what we find very, very deeply inside the equations that occur in string theory and in general in systems that we say are supersymmetric.
Claude Shannon. Okay, so, right. So Claude Shannon wrote the computer code for the universe that we're all in. Okay, so who is Claude Shannon? Let's see if I could find, there he is. Claude Shannon, there he is. Is an American polymath, which we love him already. Let's see. The father, and by the way, Claude Shannon, father of information theory, that he is who Claude is named after. Oh my God. The AI from Anthropic is named after Claude Shannon. American mathematician and electrical engineer. who laid the theoretical foundations for digital circuits and information theory and mathematical communications model. After graduating from the University of Michigan in 1936 with a bachelor's degree in mathematics and electrical engineering, he obtained a research assistant position at Massachusetts Institute of Technology. There, among his other duties, he worked with the noted researcher Vannevar Bush, who helped to set up different equations on Bush's differential analyzer. A summer internship at American Telephone and Telegraph, AT&T, Bell Laboratories in New York City in 1937 inspired much of Shannon's subsequent research interests. In 1940, he earned both a master's degree in electrical engineering and a PhD in mathematics from MIT, joined the mathematics department of Bell Labs in 41, where he first contributed to work on anti-aircraft missile control systems. He remained affiliated with Bell Labs until 1972. Shannon became a visiting professor at MIT in 56. Shannon's master's thesis, a symbolic analysis of relay and switching circuits, used Boolean algebra to establish theoretical underpinnings of digital circuits. Because digital circuits are fundamental to the operation of modern computers and telecommunications equipment, this dissertation was called one of the most significant master's theses of the 20th century. In contrast, his doctoral thesis, an algebra for theoretical genetics, was not as influential. You don't say. In 1948, he published a mathematical theory of communication, which built on the foundations of other researchers at Bell Labs, such as Harry Nyquist. That's a whole other story. Shannon's paper, however, went far beyond the earlier work. It established the basic results of information theory in such a complete form that his framework and terminology are still used. The paper appears to contain the first published use of the term bit and designate a single binary digit. An important step taken by Shannon was to separate the technical problem of delivering a message from the problem of understanding what a message means. This step permitted engineers to focus on the message delivery system. Shannon concentrated on two key questions in his 48 paper: determining the most efficient encoding of a message using a given alphabet in noiseless environment, and understanding what additional steps need to be taken in the presence of noise. Am I boring you yet? This is exciting. Okay. Shannon solved these problems successfully for a very abstract, hence widely applicable model of a communication system that includes both discrete, digital, and continuous analog systems. In particular, he developed a measure of efficiency of communication system called the entropy. Called the entropy system, which is analogous to the thermodynamic concept of entropy, which measures the amount of disorder in physical systems that is computed on the basis of statistical properties of the message source. This is the root of what AI large language models are trained on. Shannon's formulation of information theory was an immediate success with communications engineers and continues to prove useful. It also inspired many attempts to apply information theory in other areas such as cognition, biology, linguistics, psychology, economics, and physics. In fact, there was so much enthusiasm in this direction that in 1956, Shannon wrote a paper, The Bandwagon, to moderate some of the over-enthusiastic proponents. Renowned for his electric interests and capabilities, including such activities as juggling while riding a unicycle down the halls of Bell Labs. I like him already. Shannon produced many provocative and influential articles on information theory, cryptography, and chess-playing computers, as well as designing various mechanical devices. The idea is that Claude Shannon worked on the first, what is effectively user interface for computers. How the information in a computer is received, what energy is necessary to show it to someone, and in what form that comes. So Claude Shannon wrote the code, essentially. Here's Quantum Magazine. How Claude Shannon invented the future. This is that's Claude. So Claude, this is the part that will blow your mind. I'll leave you with this. Yeah, so you got 2 minutes left to explain this. Friday AI all over again, right? Okay. So Claude Shannon, in his time, when he was a young man working at the Bell Labs and going to MIT in the 40s, makes several discoveries and inventions that bring about the first user interface for computing. Instead of just rows of switches and stuff like that, where you could shorthand and make it more adaptable over time to where you can eventually communicate with the computer via, typing ones and zeros, and then eventually in, moving from binary to code like C and other languages. And over the course of a few decades, the computers go from these giant things people are flipping switches on to we talk to them now, right? We can speak to a computer named after him, right? We can have voice mode with Claude. Here's the question. Was this really 60, 70 years ago? Or was it 1,000 years ago and we're living in a simulation that he helped create? Is this a history of ours or a history of the beings we are now, thousands of years in the future? And it was just like we do these what's called ancestor simulations, which is why you would do a sim like this. What if I told you, this is just for you to chew on, and remember, I've never smoked pot ever, that this picture isn't from the 40s, it's from the real 1940s that was over 1,000 years ago, at least. There you go. And Claude Shannon invented the software that would eventually create the simulation that we all live in. And this is a learning computer that we climb into. You're welcome. Yeah. And that you have to go through this stuff over and over again. That's why the Buddhists say you have to live 10,000 lifetimes before you reach enlightenment, is that we have to go through 10,000 lessons in this simulation computer before they let us out of the training mechanism in the future, because humans live to be 3, 5, 10,000. We're basically immortal. But in our normal physical form, before that happens, we have to experience mortality multiple times so that we don't come out as assholes. So, yeah, I'm dicking with the stoners at this point. Yeah. You make Hulk's head hurt, right? He does look very Twilight Zone. But yeah, so that picture is from a couple thousand years ago. And you live in a simulation that he helped create. And the AI we're dealing with right now, yeah, it's very deep thought. The AI that we're dealing right now, or one of them anyways, Claude, is named after that guy. And what Neil deGrasse Tyson and James Gates just pointed out is that he was like, that's where I'm trying to figure out if I live in the Matrix.
Okay. Time to go home, I think. I mean, where are we going to go? So, are you saying we are all just, there's some entity that programmed the universe, and
yeah, Claude Shannon did it.
We're just expressions of their code?
Well, I didn't say that. Some of those
like the Matrix? That's what you said.
Some of those codes are showing on the screen behind you right now. They don't look like codes, but these pictures, which we call adinkras, are graphical representations of sets of equations that are based on codes. So this is, in fact, to answer your question more directly.
Mm-hmm. To answer your question more directly, yes, indeed. We live in the Matrix. Claude Shannon helped create it. It was a long time ago, and this is an ancestor simulation, and we have to go through a bunch of stupid shit so that we can learn and grow as human beings before they ever turn us loose into the known universe. Because if they ever let us out when we were under 100 years old or hadn't been through multiple lifetimes, we'd be such dicks, we'd wreck everything. What if Claude was one of us? Just a fraud like wanna Trump. Yeah, the answer is definitely 42. So there you go. The question you posed here, beyond plain simple, love it. Yeah. So that's, and I'm only kind of kidding. Anybody who's seen my second special knows that I go into this fairly deeply and explain it. So Claude is the guy that does. That's why there are certain like anomalies in the universe that we're in, is because there are intentional limitations on the mechanics of the computer that the simulation we're in has. And you're probably alive outside this as a real person, and you come in like a VR experience to learn all this stuff, and you have a very deep experience. It's very convincing. And then when you die, you leave it, and you go to out there and you can't. If you cheat and try to leave early, you got to go back in. So that's why they tell people don't kill yourself and try to stay alive as long as possible. It's right written into the code itself. It's like, learn your lessons. God damn it, that's why you're here. Did man create God? No, because this would just be a simulation that we made to deal with our own thing. That does not preclude that there might be a greater intelligence above and beyond this that we might be trying to emulate in bettering ourselves. It's that the existence of this universe as a simulation would not preclude the existence of God any more than a fish in a fish tank would preclude the existence of the Empire State Building. It's still there. It just, the fish isn't in a position to give a shit. So there you go. So be good and do good, and you'll get out of the sim a lot sooner. There you go. And good Claude. Claude, help me. Oh, Claude, help me, Claude. Cheese Claude. Yep. Oh, thanks. Claude was running from his ex. Did God exist before man? Yes. Our interpretation is shaped by our existence. So our belief about God was shaped, not the existence of God itself. If there's an intelligence that shapes all this stuff, even if it's a vast nothingness that has the inherent information in it to create something like this, it would qualify as God. It's what we view as God is our own shape shifting of the concept so that we can deal with it. Who served God before man? We don't serve God. That's an old-fashioned, like Bronze Age bullshit theory. The idea of serving God is insulting to God because that presents the idea, I suppose, or asserts the idea that God has a fragile ego and needs a lot of help. That he's too weak to stand on his own or her own or its own, right? I've always thought that it was kind of offensive in church when they're like saying, praise God, you should praise God and stuff. I'm like, that sounds like an act of ego. And there's a big difference between praise and respect, right? Seeking the understanding of something is way more important than just saying it's awesome and calling it a day. So Claude is God. No, Claude would be the middle manager who runs this particular universe, or did at the time. So, yeah. I hope that's clear. Thanks very much for the super chats. We're just past. We need to pass this is the tithing bowl. Thank you guys. How can we get a disappointed? Yes. Thank you. I will keep on rocking. You and John Fugel saying my two favorite Gen Xers. Thank you. And then Phil says Glenn Beck is looking like Hellboy's estranged daddy. Yeah, because he's got a weird purpley color. So we are avatars. Yeah, Carolyn, that's basically Caroline. That's the idea. Yeah. Hal, if we resist dark urges and never act on terrible thoughts, is that a sign that we're learning in our simulation? Yes. Yeah, that'd be the idea. You wouldn't get points for not having them. That would mean that you were early in the simulation and you haven't yet been tested on those things. But you don't get points for knowing that 2 and 2 is 4 if all you have to do is count. You're not adding, you're just counting that there are 4 apples. But if you're not doing the math, you don't get points for passing the quiz of how math works. You just are recognizing a number. It's not the same thing. So, similarly, unless you're being tested on the thing, you don't get points for that occurring to you. So the idea is that it's, morality is often about recognition that you could act another way that would be detrimental to other people and yourself, and you don't. That's why it's always been weird to me that Republicans tend to equate ignorance and innocence. I don't even know about that kind of thing. Well, then you're new. The point is, if you know and you don't do it, that's impressive. If you don't know, I just have to assume that given the urge, you won't act on it, right? And again, everybody's here at a different level. We're all in this, it's like one grade school and we're all in different grades. So we're surrounded by some people who are fucking new. all the time. And then some people who've been here a lot. So that would be the theory around the simulation. And either way, morally, it works out very much the same way. If you act like shit, they'll, you're not going to get out of here, and you're certainly not going to elevate to that point. And to my atheist friends who are like, there's nothing after you die, there's nothing. Okay. You very well may be bots in the simulation, which is totally fine. So I think you're right. After you die, nothing happens because you just live here. But the people who are just visiting, they go on to something else. That you're part of the learning matrix that they're in, which is lovely. So thanks very much. And you don't get to mistreat the avatars that are here, the non-player characters. That you'll still get in deep shit, in theory. So be good to people, will you? I want to be Mr. Smith. Oh, dear God. I'm closing the hatch right now. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys on the radio tomorrow. Take care of yourselves and take care of somebody else, please. I know, it's a mental exercise. Some of you might think this is bullshit, but it's kind of fun to think about it. As long as it leads you to the same conclusion that you should probably be as good a person as you could possibly be in every circumstance, and maybe, I don't know, think shit through.
The screen glows bright with a crooked smile.
Is it too much to ask?
Words spill out. All venom, no style. Promises made, they rot in the air. A handshake, a lie, a blank, cold stare. Puppets dance, the strings are tight. Shadows whisper in the dead of night. This is some bullshit. We see through it. This is some bullshit. Can't undo it. Say it loud. We won't quit. This is some bullshit. Paper thin truths that crumble like ash. Golden thrones built on stolen cash.
Thank you guys so much.
We break them
I'll see you in the morning for House Parks radio program, Mega Worldwide.